Welcome to the Property Profits Real Estate Podcast, the show where real estate investors talk strategy, capital, deals, and growth with your host, Dave Dubeau.
All right, folks, have you ever thought or heard about investing in RV parks? It seems to be kind of a growing trend, a growing niche within real estate investing. And today, our special guest, Jason Lafferty, zooming in from the beautiful state of Texas, does exactly that in multiple different ways. He owns some RV parks himself. He's got a whole company that helps people develop their own RV parks from the ground up. And he also offers third-party management for RV parks for folks that already have them and are looking to be even more hands-off. So, Jason, welcome to the show. Great to have you.
Thanks for having me. I think I was supposed to be on this like a year and a half ago, and then scheduling fell through, and then here we are.
Here we are.
It's social media.
It's all good, my friend. Awesome. So, Jason, I kind of gave people a little bit of an overview there. Can you give us a little bit more in-depth explanation about those different ways that you're involved in RV parks?
Yeah, for sure. So how this came to be, I don't know, less than 5 years ago, I was in real estate and was trying to figure out how to get into the investing side. I've always been an RV enthusiast. I always had a camper or motorhome to go to festivals, go to the river, go camping, have fun with them. And so I just started flirting with the idea, and then the hobby turned into an obsession. Next thing you know, after 47 lenders told me I didn't know what I was doing, I found one to do an SBA loan, bought 10 acres, and developed a 60-site park. That's been operational for about 3 years. And then,
congratulations.
Thank you.
So did you have a construction background before that, or you just kind of start from scratch?
No, I just serial entrepreneur. I had a food truck in Alabama for 4 years out of an old school bus. I had a transport company that I started when I was 20. I just had a bunch of different businesses.
But you're one of those I can figure it out kind of guys.
Yeah. And then I have my brothers here. They're local and they have construction experience. They had jobs as specialized underground utilities and grading and whatnot. So I just told them, hey, you're going to quit your jobs and then it's going to be great. We're just going to build RV parks. It's going to be so we've all been here a few years now. My 20-year-old nephew runs the dozer. He got out of high school recently, and then my other nephews in high school like to work on the weekends too. So nice little family business. 10-minute. We're trying to build up our equipment and get better at it each time, and have fun with it while along the journey.
So the personal portfolio of parks that you own, what does that look like these days?
It's 4 of them. So I built that one. Then we went to build another mid-sized park in southeast Oklahoma. And then I acquired a small little park in West Texas that we expanded. And then I came on as a partner for a mobile home park in South Texas for an acquisition.
Okay, so you've built a couple for yourself and bought or gotten involved in a couple of existing ones as well. Very cool.
We've done about a half a dozen expansion or full-scale developments for others. And then 2 weeks away, we're breaking ground on a 70-site development. I'm going to be the general partner and the GC and the property management.
Wow. All right. So tell me a little bit about the property management side of the business. How did you get that up and rolling?
Sure. It's just kind of like beating your head against the wall and learning from all your mistakes. And like, God, I wish we'd have known that now.
Yeah.
So using those experience from these 4 parks, and last year I had a business partner, a friend, and he's like, we need to branch out because it's the natural next step, because where I want to be is keep the construction side going, and the other side is run these parks very well, and then we can be extremely valuable for ourselves and then for others too. Mm-hmm. So it's just kind of the natural piece. And there's a lot of third-party property management companies, but a lot of them are big corporations, and they don't have a construction kind of mindset either. So because a lot of investors are going to buy a park with some meat on the bones where they can add some expansion. So there's usually a construction element as well, or forecasting, maintenance or upgrades, just different things get creative too. So I think we can bring a little extra spice, a little bit more of a personal touch than a lot of folks can.
Very vertically integrated is the fancy schmancy term for that. That's smart. So, Jason, tell me a little bit about when it comes to managing these parks. Sometimes I've heard them pitched as kind of like almost a hands-free kind of thing. I find that hard to believe because it seems like just constant or fairly regular turnover of guests in the park, that sort of thing, depending on how it's set up. So what are the major things that people might not be aware of when it comes to managing an RV park?
Well, I would say you start out with your on-site team is extremely important. So I've had a lot of success by just treating these people the way I'd want to be treated, whether it's just like, hey, here's a free spot to lease in exchange for about 5 hours worth a week for stuff, for little things, all the way to like having somebody with 10 years experience and running more of a campground. So once you figure out what your park needs, whether it's an acquisition or development, and you can define those roles and responsibilities, you just start with finding those on-site people. What do you need? What do you need to be happy? How are you doing? Like, how do I make sure you're happy? Because you're the face of this place, and I want you to be happy, and I want that to radiate, to our guests that come in here when they call you for flipping breakers or they see you cleaning the showers. Just that personal touch.
Yeah, well, that was what I was going to ask. So, with the 4 or 5 hours a week that these folks are putting in, what are they typically doing in that time? What are their responsibilities?
But it just depends on each park has its different touches because there's 3 different types of parks. There's a monthly, a community, folks who live in their long-term construction or just on affordable housing usually. And the other side's in transit, people are stopping halfway here on the way to Florida or Colorado or wherever it may be, or a destination. You are your own destination or you're by the lake or by the beach or something like that. So once you kind of figure out that, the in and out and the kind of needs of it, then you always have your maintenance guy regardless. So either you third party the landscaping or you have your own lawnmower and your equipment in house and have a guy that does that. But you always usually want a guy there that's like somebody backed into a water spigot. Like, all right, we're going to dig 3 feet down, shut the water off, and instead of calling a plumbing company. And the other side of that is your hospitality, housekeeping. So if it's a bigger park and there's a lot more cleaning, or maybe there's some cabins, then you'll want a designated cleaner. That's all they do. And then you always need your more of your manager role. They're handling cash. They're responding to things, getting guest feedback. Just being the face of the place. So it's usually a series of those, and they can go anywhere from a few people there for free all the way to $300,000 a year in payroll, depending on the park. So it's vastly different for sure.
Yeah, most definitely. That makes sense. Okay, very cool. So backing up for a second, when you're explaining the whole RV park investing idea to people that maybe aren't that familiar with it, what are the major selling points to this investment class?
It's still kind of like self-storage was 20 years ago. All private equity and systems and everything isn't quite there. There's a lot of people moving into space, especially after this last real estate cycle with COVID and that real estate gold rush.
Right.
And people like Pace Moore being putting all the attention on it. Buy a park and retire, make $15,000 a month and never have to do anything. Those people are bringing a lot of eyes on, which is good and bad. Anytime there's an economic turn and there's a real estate shift, there's always opportunity. So I think, listening to the people and not looking at through a private equity eyes and listening from a personal touch, people that are monthly, they want the best Wi-Fi. They want somewhere for their 67% of them have dogs. They want somewhere for them to go. And they want clean showers because most RVs are small and people don't want to be around their wives at all times.
Yeah.
And then you want laundry. But if you're a destination, then what are some little touches you can do, just different services you can offer to stand out, because we're not in the middle of the gold rush. Not every park is full. Some areas you're seeing some saturation. So you got to get better at marketing, it's hospitality. So you just got to get better. You got to stand out.
Yeah. So have you tended to be attracted to one particular kind of park, or do you have a variety of them?
I usually gravitate towards affordable housing, workforce housing near some construction sites, windmill maintenance, oil, gas. So usually gravitate towards that. But I think, I've just analyzed thousands of deals, worked with hundreds of people on their projects. I've done a dozen projects myself. So I think it's exciting to do any aspect of it, but really understand what the people want, give it to them. Like if you're going to develop park, you gotta define who that avatar guest is going to be, and then reverse engineer your development to cater to that person, that fictional person, until you're open and they're actually coming. If it's an acquisition, you got to listen to feedback. Who's coming? Why are they coming? Where are they coming from? What do they want? How can we make this place better? What are some shifts, or what are sometimes just little things that just make people that much happier?
Hey there, if you're a capital raiser, a syndicator, or a fund manager, and you're looking for a steady flow of incoming accredited investor leads, then go ahead, grab a free copy of my new book, How to Get 20 Accredited Investor Meetings Every Month Without Cold Calling, Networking, or Chasing People. You can get that at 20accreditedinvestorsbook.com. Again, that's the number 20accreditedinvestorsbook.com.
What's one of your favorite turnaround stories, either that you've done personally or that you've kind of helped people through the management side of things? What's one of your favorite success stories?
The quick, easy one is this little West Texas park we got. We identified that there was a lot of windmill maintenance crews that would cycle through there. So they'll come like, I don't know if it'll be here for 2 weeks or 6 months. We just don't know how it's going to go.
Right.
We're just here till it gets done. Then we go to a different part of Texas or Oklahoma. So once we realized there was a lot of similar guys and we figured out who those companies were, we created some referral programs. Recommend your buddies and we'll give you coworkers or anybody else, and we'll give you $50 off your next month's rent. So they're already getting per diem, and sometimes we can get straight to the HR and get some flyers on their desk and go buy somebody some lunch. So just create some relationships, a few phone calls, just be a friendly face. And then that escalated over a short period of time that they're like, yeah, I want to come and I'm going to bring 3 buddies too. So I get $150 off of my next month's rent, right? And I'm like, hell yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Because you guys are going to stay for 6 months. Yeah. Can I DoorDash you some supper too? Like, thank you. So just little things that, over time, it just made a big difference. Just being a friendly face and just offering a little bit to give a little first.
Yeah. Oh, that's really smart. And yeah, no, that's brilliant. So it's probably not all sunshine and flowers, even though you're very enthusiastic about the asset class. What are some of the pain in the butt side of things with RV parks?
Crackheads, pedophiles, squatters.
Yeah.
So the pedophiles is a thing. And so you got to do background checks on monthly, folks. So you just, people get sneaky, like they're like, yeah. And then they'll try to move in a cousin or a friend or something, not the person actually staying. So it doesn't happen a lot, but you got to be sharp and you got to ask the right questions just so you can keep a clean ship. And you just get some random squatters. They're like, oh, like I got a park that's half monthly, half nightly. And some people are like, oh, I thought I booked online. Like, no, you didn't. You didn't book online. So you can go ahead and pay or you can leave, okay? Uh-huh. So the other side of that is having the processes in the team to be able to cross-check those things to eliminate those little things that are not fun.
Yeah.
The funniest part is I had this guy was a hustler, this old man. He'd go to different casino areas, stay at RV parks and try to like hustle people or something. It was really weird. We had this 1985 motorhome. I wish I still had a picture of it because I screenshot the camera and it broke down pulling in. And I just tried to get him to leave, and he would like peek through the windows and then like lock his door. And then we just had to get very persistent. And he just tried, oh, can I weed eat for some free nights of staying? And then like I was just like, you're gonna leave or I'm gonna tell you out of here. So what's it gonna be? And it was just like 15 conversations with the on-site team and me, and it was a bit rough. So all the cops in the area know this guy, that type of deal,
Oh, smokes, yeah.
So not the first time that broke down. It's happened too often.
Yeah. Well, hey, those are the war stories that make life interesting. That's for sure. So it sounds like you've accomplished a lot. Because did you say you just started this like 3 years ago, Jason? Is that or how long? How long you been doing this for?
Yeah, pushing 5 years in business now.
No, 5 years in business. Okay.
Yeah.
So you started off. Did you start off building your first park? That's right. That's what you said, right?
Yeah.
Developing it from the ground up. Then you got into the other ones. Then you started developing for other people and then managing for other people. So where do you see yourself taking your business over to the next 12 to 24 months?
Yeah. So this next 70 site development is going to be my fifth park under my portfolio. And so where I see ourselves just continue to grow the construction side. And just continue growing the property management side. Like I said, to just be a good operator. So I'm working with a group right now that they've wholesaled a bunch of parks. They have a full acquisition team. They know the business, but they've never operated one. So they're looking at developments and to buy 3 or more parks at a time, 6 or so in the next 12, 24 months. So I'm just trying to position myself as a good operator to where I could just be valuable and helpful and then handle the needs that they have.
Nice.
Their other option, if they don't have these key players, is to just use third-party companies. When third-party companies don't have skin in the game, it's not their business. They're not going to treat it the same usually.
So very interesting. So you're not so much looking to buy more parks yourself. You're looking to position yourself as a active partner with other park operators. Am I getting that correct?
Yeah, but I'm probably going to buy more parks myself too. I'm just bullish on the space and just aggressive, and
Yeah.
we're doing random little things. Like a few parks just don't quite have the occupancy, so I convinced my construction company bank into pretty much give me a line of credit to buy RVs, and then so we're doing lease to own. So we'll find like a $7,000 RV, we'll sell it to them for $11,000. They pay $1,000 a month, so we're getting lot rent. They have to keep it there until it's paid off. $600 a month goes towards paying that $11,000 payment off, and so it's not like going to change all these parks. But if you're just doing these little things to get the 45 and the 65% occupancy, that's just the little things that you need to really push these things over to either get a better cap rate to sell them, or just like one park, I need 2 more sites, and as soon as I can verify that, bank's going to cash out, refinance, and put a few $100,000 in my pocket. So we're doing these couple of things.
I love that idea.
Push it over the hill,
Yeah. But you're the first guy I've talked to that's talked about doing rent to own on RVs. That's smart, man. That's really smart. So it's
careful what you wish for. Because water heaters, ACs, refrigerators, microwaves, water leaks, So.
Yeah, but if it's rent to own, then part of the contract is any of that crap goes wrong, it's your problem, not mine, right?
Yeah.
Plus, I used to be in the rent to own business with physical houses,
right.
So I'm familiar with that. But that's brilliant, especially if you can pass on the maintenance side of things to the guest buyer, whatever the heck you're calling them.
Yeah. And then we try to just grow our on-site team to be good at repairs. And I got a friend that we're going to start a RV repair business anyways, just because that's what he does for a living, that mechanical mindset type of dude, to where when people do have those, like, we'll be able to help them out too. Because the average person that's doing this isn't going to have $500 to go fix this fridge. But, if they can give me half of it, we'll work with them and add it to their bill next month, because we want them to be happy. We want to make sure it's a good arrangement. And something fair for both parties, if we can are in a position to help.
So in your experience with your own parks and with other people's parks, like those folks that are in there long term, is that typically because they really love the RV lifestyle, or is it just because it's more affordable housing versus almost anything else? What do you, if you had to kind of generalize, what would you say around that?
Well, you see a lot of folks that are, living off $1,600, $2,000 a month, Social Security, and down here in Texas, the only thing that stinks is property tax down here. And if you have a $250,000 house, you're paying $5,000 or $6,000 a year in property tax, versus you can stay in a kind of a rural park, sell your house, even if it's paid off. You could still sell your house, have a nice camper, pay somebody $400 a month in lot rent, and then keep the money in your pocket. So yes, it's affordable housing, so that's a big part of it. But there's just a lot of people that are either in construction or, we found, a lot of people getting out of bad relationships, starting over, and just weird things. But a lot of affordable housing.
Very, very interesting. Okay, cool. Well, so Jason, who are you looking to connect with?
People that are looking to either really buy their first park, or build their first park, or somebody that's looking for a good operator, teammate, joint venture that is trying to do some deals and could use a little experience and connect with somebody to help them get there faster.
Now, you're based in Texas. Is everybody that you're working with close to home for you? Or are you nationwide, or are you regional? What is it?
For acquisition, for sure. Well, for big projects, I'll go wherever. I'm working on my national GC license, and I'm talking with a group about developing a park in North Carolina. So the construction team doesn't really like that because they'll have kids and responsibilities and stuff. Gosh, for me, I'm like, hell yeah, I'll go to stay at the beach and build a resort. Like, I'll live there, So, but acquisitions definitely nationwide too. We're looking at some parks in Kentucky, Louisiana, and in Florida as well. Because the acquisitions, you're saying, like, hey, what kind of team in place do they have? What do they have? And then how do we go over there and create SOPs, create an action plan for this park, and then put it in place? And we're just constantly checking in with them. We're helping them overflow with calls, just running a tight ship. And you don't have to physically touch it all the time when you have all being proactive with all the little things.
Nice. Awesome, Jason. So if people want to reach out and connect with you, where should they go?
On my website's good. Stepping Stone, jasonvlafferty.com. So then we can talk about, we can jump on, do a quick consultation, or see what we're doing construction-wise or property management-wise.
All right. So again, that's jasonvlafferty.com. We'll have that in the show notes. But yeah, that's great. So Jason, hey, thanks so much for being on the show. It's been really fun getting to know you and hear what you're up to.
Yeah. Nice to meet you. Enjoyed it.
All right, everybody, take care, and we will see you on the next one.
Thanks for listening to the Property Profits Podcast. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, apply at daveinterviews.com.